Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the Growin Samoan podcast. I'm your host, DJ Hen, aka DJ Hen Dog. Henry Willie's my name. Here with my lovely co-host.
Hi
She goes
guys.
by Tala.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning, everybody. Once again, we're back again for our monthly episodes for season 2. And we got a lot in store for you guys. And today we're going to be touching on the topic of what we talked about the last podcast about our journey into investing. And it's going to be a great podcast. Stay tuned, everybody, and let's get right into it. You know what I'm saying, girl?
Right.
Yeah, good morning, everybody. Welcome back. The journey goes on. Talo Falava, welcome back. I'm your host.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Oh, yeah, that's right. It's 2021, 2020. Get the hell out of here. And it's been a rough start for 2021, you know. But,
Yeah, it has.
you just got to push through these type of things in life. You know what I'm saying? That's what we preach here on this podcast. I got a good quote coming up about, like, specifically about pushing through and some good stuff. We got some good stuff going on, but let's just dive into it. Talofa, malolele, aloha, aloha, yorana, pulavinaka, kiora, mabuhay, afade, ni hao, konnichiwa, ciao, hola, what's up? What's uppers? Burn rubbers. So, we're here, like always, talking about our journey in basically finances. Just a personal finance podcast and how it can help out our Pacific Polynesian community and all those that can relate. Did you turn it off? She just turned off Alexa.
Yeah.
Hey, that's a good idea because Alexa be like,
She likes to talk when
yeah, she be talking
you mention
shit
her name.
out of nowhere. Stupid gal. Mm. Take a sip of my coffee there. Here we go. And our last episode, it was a beautiful one, getting ready for this new year, especially starting back on season 2. This one, we're just going to dive straight in on things that can help you out in investing. This episode will basically be what we talked about, what we were going to talk about on the last one, which is 401k investing.
Mm-hmm.
And also, we're going to talk a little bit about our Bitcoin journey, our Bitcoin history, explain to our listeners about cryptocurrency because we've never done that before, especially at this time where Bitcoin prices, cryptocurrency, especially Bitcoin, is reached all-time highs again.
Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of people talking about it a lot more just because of the record numbers that crypto is hitting. So,
Of course, it's when people see money, obviously your eyes are going to open up, not because of the way you were brought up, or because it's like evil or anything. It's just that when we see money, we think about, oh man, that's going to help me out so much. I can be rich. In our eyes now, our rich definition of rich is being financially independent.
yep.
And the Bitcoin market is, woo, it's up there. It's got everybody's attention.
Yeah.
And yeah, we're going to talk about that. We're going to dive into that. But first of all, we want to dive into, let's see, our 401k. We're going to talk about 401k. A lot of people don't know what 401k is. In the United States of America, we have what's called a retirement plan that the government set up,
Mm-hmm.
and it's called 401k. And it basically is nothing but stocks.
Yep. And it's
Stocks.
supposed to be for you to be able to access when you retire at the
Yes.
age of 65 or depending on what year you're born.
So get your pens and papers out right quick. We know nothing. We are imbeciles in this world. But what we preach here is exactly what has been happening and what we're living through in our lives.
What we've done.
So everything we're doing and we're talking about is a real deal. It's not like you know, we're just talking about it like we never did. No, we've done this.
We're not giving you financial advice. We're not financial gurus. It's just what we've done and what's working for us. So
we're just sharing the information, you guys. Sharing is caring. And in our investment journey, when we started investing in, well, let's talk a little bit about that. We'll tell our listeners to dive into about our history about 401k investing, and this will benefit a lot of people out there in the States, or Polynesian, whoever can relate, our Growin Samoan listeners.
Yep.
So, to begin, I'll just start off with about how I knew nothing about investing, period, even growing into an adult and becoming a worker in the workforce. You're so young. I was like 18 when I first heard of it. I was working at a warehouse. They all brought us in there because I was working for a union, and the union had a meeting, and we all sat in there, and I was just young, and they were talking about, hey, you guys can put away money for retirement through the union or also the company 401k plan. And being young, everybody goes to that. I was 18. I didn't care. I didn't have no knowledge of finances, didn't know what it was. I just like, I don't know about putting money away, and I just want to use it. I just want to spend it. I get paid, I go spend it. That's my thing, as a young adult entering into the world. Fast forward, I settled down. I started a family. Then you're like, okay, what is all this retirement thing, or how do I make more money? How do I save money? And you learn from people around you, or you learn by yourself. So I learned from a coworker. Actually, the first job, that warehouse job, I did put aside some money, and that's just because one of my coworkers said, put aside 2%, 3%, which means that they'll automatically withdraw about 2%, 3% of your paychecks and put that into the 401k plan of that company. And I did that. I didn't know what it was. I never researched or even tried to learn about my own money at the time, just like a lot of us, back then, where you just hear, okay, this is what we're supposed to do. All right, we'll just put away 2%, 3%, 5%. And I did that when I was 18 for a few years. And then I quit that job, and all of a sudden they're like, well, what do you want to do with your 401k? Do you want to keep it, or do you want to cash out? I cashed it out. It was about $800. And I was like, I'll cash it out. Yeah, I got $800. Woohoo. And then, just not knowing about what, investing was at the young age with the 401k. That's what happened to me. Fast forward, I settled down, started a family. I hear about it again through a coworker who said, hey man, are you invested? And I was like, invested in what? He's like, the 401k in the company. He's like, yeah, you should do it, man. You should get it, because after 5 years, you get fully invested. And what that means is every company has a time limit where you become fully invested if you're contributing to your 401k for that company. And after that time limit, you're fully invested. All the stocks, the money that you profit out of from the company, you are able to keep that if you were to terminate or move on. If you're not fully invested, then all you get is what you put in.
Sorry.
And not what your company, where you come. Oh, she's getting the belt. Oh no, they about to get it. No, this plan. She had to go. Oh, I think a package came in. Was that Amazon?
Yeah.
We got an Amazon package. Y'all, it's quarantine time. You gotta get your schnizzles delivered.
Sorry, guys.
So we're talking about 401k.
Yeah. So for those of you that don't know exactly what 401k is, this is the retirement plan that you would receive
It's hella boring.
from your company.
It's hella boring. 401k is so boring to talk about, but you know what? That's the stuff we have to talk about. That's crazy. That's the stuff that we need to talk about in our households, to our children, to ourselves, because this is the stuff that helps you out later down the road in life. You know, I try to talk to my kids about it. They're still learning. It's coming. But our journey, it's just similar to a lot of people out there right now that are listeners, so they can probably relate. And what I was talking about, honey, was the so I was talking about a 401k and what is called contribution. What was I saying? Full. No, what was I saying? I just forgot what I was saying earlier.
Well, I guess
Fully invested. Okay.
fully vested.
Yeah, when you're fully vested.
Um,
So, just a quick breakdown. Let's just fast forward. So, I started putting in 5%, and every company, they give you free money. That's why we always preach about you have to invest in your 401k just because there's free money out there. And every company, all you have to do is simple, folks. All you got to do is you're working for a company and they have a 401k plan. Talk to the HR people, right?
yeah, it's
Yeah.
optional. So you have to, if you want it, you do have to sign up for it.
Call them up, talk to them, say, hey, how much do you guys match? That's one thing that is the benefit about 401k. It's called a match. In the United States, companies have a certain match where they can, if let's just say you put $1 into your 401k, they'll match like half of that, 50 cents. So this is like free money. Everything you put in, they'll match a certain amount, percentage. Every company's different. Call your company up if they have that program. Ask them. They'll help you out. That's what they're there for. That's what we did. That's what I did. I found out and I started investing that way in 401k. Now, I didn't know anything about investing when I did this 5% investment. And this was way back over, I don't know, maybe over 10 years ago, way over a decade ago. And I had no clue about it. I just did it because my coworker said to do it. And I said, oh, I'm a saver. I like saving. I don't care. He's just like, yeah, man, just set it, forget it. Don't even worry about it. So I said 5% every check and went there. And I felt good knowing that, okay, I have something bubbling up and saving up. I don't know anything about it. But to me, I was like, I know there's something. So even if you don't know anything about 401k yet, just put aside at least the company match percentage and just let it stock up. And then when you start getting more in depth about saving, you can put more into it. But the bottom line is new people who are just beginning. Our main thing we like to tell them is at least get the company match, because that's free money. That's just free money. The company, they're giving you free money. So it's just like an extra raise. It's pretty much like an extra raise. And you're putting it aside for your retirement, and it's making money for you. It's investing itself, because it's all stocks. The stocks will always go up and they go a little bit down, and they go up, they go down, go up. But the one thing about the stock market is that no matter what, it always goes up. At the end of the day, it'll go up. It'll drop. There'll be recessions, but then it'll go right back up. So that was the beginning of my journey before we got financially and intelligent about 401k. And then we just really went hardcore into investing in that. And our benefits from doing that have just been skyrocketing. It's just been great. And we've been doing that after learning all this from the FIRE community, which you'll learn about maxing out your 401k, maxing out your other
Your
Roth investments, any other kind of retirement accounts. But that's the history. The time frame I had 5% into investing, it was a nice little bundle. of savings. But that savings, that bundle, and this was for like a 10 span year of 5% investing. It was a nice little bundle. But then within the last few years of us getting financially educated and putting more into it, that little bundle just blew up into a nice large amount to start looking for a real retirement. 401k. Simple questions that a lot of people ask. What is 401k? And we talk about it on our past podcast. So I'm gonna throw Tala the simple questions, FAQs. What is 401k? Give a brief, simple answer for a newbie.
It's just a retirement fund offered by the company, and it's optional for you to choose, but it's a way to put money aside and save for when you retire.
And we also like to preach that when people ask what is 401k, it's stocks. It's the stock market. That's all it is. The company, you're just putting money into a program that's meant for you to invest in stocks. And at the same time, your company will give you money, extra money on top of that, which is called the company match, which we just talked about. That's the basic, simplest form I can put as what 401k is in the United States. There's also other versions of the 401k.
There's 402,
402,
403,
403Bs and stuff like that. For those are like the government side, like for teachers,
yeah,
firemen, policemen, and all that stuff.
Yeah. Depends on your career industry.
Yeah.
So
basically, this is the simplest form of investing.
If you don't invest at all and you don't know how, that's your first step to investing.
So for all of our Growin Samoan listeners, if you're new to the podcast, or if you're a veteran, if you have been investing in your 401k at your company, you're an investor. You can call yourself an investor. If you're a small time investor or big time investor, meaning if you're putting a low percentage into your own 401k or a big percentage, you are investing. It's a great thing, and it's the simplest form of investing. It's very passive. You just put money in and let it sit, and it'll grow by itself.
And the number one thing to do right now, if you are currently investing, is check with your company to see what the match is and make sure that you're matching so you get that free money.
Yeah. So all my peoples out there, if you like to save and you are worried about your future, your children's future, your retirements, and you've gotten your money in order and you know how to budget and all this good stuff, and you want to move on to investing, start learning about your own 401k programs that you have, or retirement programs through your own company, because this is your money. You guys work hard for it. You can invest it right through your company for free and just watch it grow. There's a great saying about what's called the market. Like we always talk about the market. There's the stock market, and that when we say stocks, that means your 401k, because it's all it is. It's stocks. And in the stock market, the number one saying in the fire community that I want you guys to understand and listen is, it is not about timing the market. It's about time in the market. Once again, it's not about timing the market. It's about time in the market. That means that you just want to set it and forget it. Put it in. The more time and the longer your money is sitting in the market, trust me, and this is from our experience and from all the people we follow and listen to in the financial world, it goes up. It just keeps growing and growing. If you try to time the market, meaning you try to be like a single stock investor and just
it's kind of what stockbrokers do.
Day trading, stuff like that.
And
you want to buy, the number one rule of thumb is to, buy low, sell high. You can keep doing that over and over, and it's a roller coaster ride for people, but he's fine. That's our son. He's singing in the background.
He's singing in the background.
She wants to get the spot out of her. Look at her. That's that Samoan in her. Don't lie. Look at you. Ooh, she turned it red. What?
What?
You gonna say me too? She got no fight. Our son, he likes to sing while he's playing his games.
You do.
So time in the market, not time in the market, is the fire community motto. And not only does that apply to the stock market, but it also applies to the Bitcoin market, which we'll talk about, and also the real estate market. In any market, it's all about timing. Now, there's these super, super lucky people that maybe can get away with timing the market, but in our community, in the fire community,
Which is financial independence, retire early.
yeah, we just don't look at it like that. It's just like impossible. Like, just, if you can tell the future, then go ahead. By all means, try to time the market. That's how the fire community looks at it. But none of us can predict the future. None of us could have predicted COVID. None of us could have predicted any kind of, 9/11, where recessions, where market drops, and Enron scandals, and all kinds of these things that just happen.
We're taught in the
government
community.
shutdowns, lockdowns, quarantines. Nobody can tell the future. Nobody can time the market. Go ahead. What are you talking about?
No, I was
You were
just going to
saying,
say we're in the community we're in. We're taught to set it and forget it.
Yeah, and that's
Pretty much.
And
We
that's
don't
the easiest way.
Watch it. We don't watch the market. We don't.
Well, we watch the market.
We do, but we don't really track it. Like, there's a lot of people that like to look at their portfolios, which is their stocks, every day.
Yeah, and
Every day.
and for our listeners who are investing, man, that's awesome. It's beautiful. Learn about it, invest, and just keep. When you see something you like, purchase it, buy into it, an investment, whether it's stocks, crypto, real estate, and just set it, time in it. That's what it's all about. It's all about time in the market. And there's a lot of craziness going on in the Bitcoin market right now, that a lot of new booty investors, which have no knowledge about investing, are they're diving into what you call unknown territory and dangerous waters. I've done it before. We've done it before, and
You just gotta research what you're looking into.
yeah, and we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about that in this episode, you guys.
Yep.
We're gonna give you guys a brief history about our Bitcoin journey and how we got involved, and I hope that what we talk about can help you guys out in you guys' journey, whatever it may be, your Bitcoin experiences and stuff. Because I think that sharing is great for everybody, so they can have a little bit of knowledge of experiences from other people and stuff.
Well, to wrap up our 401k, right? Is there anything? I mean, also, guys, your 401k is also a tax benefit. Remember that.
Hey, there you go. That's a
It
good
is
point.
Very, very good tax benefit when it comes to filing taxes, and we're almost going into. Actually, we are in tax season. We're filing season right now. So
Yeah, for those of you guys who understand the tax brackets or the tax benefits in the U.S. Basically, when you put into your 401k, that kind of like drops your taxes that you owe at the end of the year.
it lowers your taxable income.
Yes, there you go. It's so professional. I love it.
But it's definitely a good benefit, especially if the more you put in, the more that lowers that bracket for you. So
Yeah, it's amazing. It's a win-win. Listen up, people. The more you put into your 401k, the more you're investing for your future, and the more it will double up as it sits there and invests in the market. And at the same time, at the end of the year, the lower your taxable income is, and you won't have to pay that much taxes at the end of the year. So it's like a win-win.
yeah, it's
Investing for yourself. is
Tax deductible.
tax deductible. Yeah.
Yep. So your paychecks, it's not being taxed on your paychecks either. So that's like a benefit. You're not getting more money taken out. You're just putting away money for free
Yeah.
into an account that's going to benefit you when it comes to filing taxes.
Win-win. Save money for yourself for your retirement, and at the same time lowers down your taxes at the end of the year, where you don't have to pay as much, and sometimes all the way down to none at all.
Yeah.
And you get some back, but
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
our goal is to be able to max out our 401ks, and the limit right now is 19,500 a person, which is, you figure if you ever maxed out your 401k, when it comes to your taxes, you're literally deducting. You're going to
Yeah.
take away 19,500 from whatever it shows on that W-2.
on top of all
On
the
top,
children, on top of
Yep.
all the child tax credits. I mean, so you're talking about a real nice tax return,
Yeah. So I mean, it's always it's definitely a good thing all around. You're learning to invest. This is passive investing,
yeah.
and then you have the tax benefits that come along with it too.
Yeah, and and when you start investing in your 401k, and our rule number one, at least get the company match.
Yep.
At least, because that's free money. You don't want to waste this free money. Company's going to give you free money. Take advantage of it. Give yourself a raise. That's what it's basically doing. And then number two, look, get the app, whatever it may be, that your company's enrolled in, whether it's like a Fidelity or Vanguard or Les Schwab. These are all companies that do the 401k investing for you, for your company. You can always look at it. That you create your own login user, then you can look at your stocks, and the number one thing about when you can look at it is you have to understand that the stock market will always go up and down. There's a word for it. It's called volatile. That means it goes like this, but the bottom line is it'll always go volatile, but it'll keep going up. The wave goes up. So when you see your money just drop all of a sudden, a few thousand, tens of thousands, you get scared. Don't even trip, because it's just going to keep going back up. It'll drop again, then it'll go back up. And we're saying this because we've witnessed it firsthand. A lot of new investors, they get scared. Like, oh my gosh, my money was like at 10,000. Now it's like 3,000. What happened?
That's why we don't really watch the market.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But learning about how the market is volatile and it'll always goes up, and this is from history. This goes all the way back to history. There's something called the Trinity. Jesus Christ. Trinity files?
Tritium.
No, Trinity.
Trinity files. Oh, that's part of the
It's in the fire.
Yeah,
My gosh, I can't believe my brain stuck right now. Brain kaipu right now. But it was basically a study, Trinity studies. If you want to Google that, Trinity studies, it's basically a study that talked about the stock market and how it went through the worst recessions, world wars, depressions, even through this COVID, and how the market will continue to be volatile. But guess what? It just keeps going up and up. I hope that helps you guys out, all you new investors who get worried about, I don't want to lose my money, this and that. The Trinity studies, it's kind of like a proven fact out there that if you read the studies, it shows these are numbers. Numbers do not lie. And the numbers don't lie when you look at the Trinity studies. So with that being said, rule number one, at least, what we do, we're just telling you guys what we do, is we first invested in 401k at least to get the company match. Number two, do not touch it. It's for retirement. Let it sit. That's what it's about. Time in the market. So later down the road, when it's time to financially be independent and retire, then it'll be time to touch all that money, and by that time it'll be way up there in a nice millions kind of land, and yeah, and that's pretty much it. Maxing out. You want to put what we're doing through the fire communities, what we learn is we're maxing out our 401ks every year. We just started, and it gives you benefits. It's investing in yourself, in your future, your family's future. It's your money you're investing, and also it's a tax benefit at the end of the year.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, we do the max out because it's part of our journey. We have a time frame that we want. So the more money that we put into our retirement fund, the more as time goes on, the interest compounds. That means it just builds and builds and builds.
401k is hella boring, but this should be a class subject in every single school, but it's not. And this is the small little the class we're going to give you to the Growin Samoan version, which will help out our American citizens out here.
Yeah, so if you guys have any questions about it,
Yeah, because I don't know, around the world they have like
I honestly don't know.
Yeah. So if you're in another country, you might want to look into you guys' retirement funds. I'm pretty sure other countries have their own sort of retirement funds set up and stuff like that.
Yeah, retirement pension. They might call it different things,
Yeah.
but here in America, that's what our retirement fund is.
Yeah.
A 401k.
Yeah. If you read the Rich Dad Poor Dad book, he loves to preach about how pensions were a thing of the past, and then when Nixon back in 1970 something, they changed the gold standard. And the gold standard pretty much kicked out the pension plans, and they invented the 401k out here in the U.S.
Jacob.
So that's why learning about the 401k investing is real important if you're a United States citizen, because it's your money, fool. What the hell's wrong with you? You don't want to learn about your own damn money. You just want to give it away for free and not get any free money. Wake up, people. 2021 is here. COVID is hitting us hard. It's never too late. Never too late. If you have any questions on the 401k investing, please feel free to leave a comment or voicemail, something, anything.
Send us a message, anything. We can definitely answer any questions that you may have.
Yeah. And if you are investing in 401k, I'm, proud of you guys. So proud of you guys for doing that. Yeah. And later down the road, we'll talk about maxing out your 401ks.
And choosing you can choose your own individual.
And how it is possible. It is possible. I never thought in a million years, I was like, maxing out 401k, are you crazy? That's impossible. We don't have no money. But once you become financially intelligent and you learn how to, be very frugal, do what we're doing, lower your income, lower your expenses, increase your income, then it's possible. Anything is possible. Mindset first. Don't ever let anybody tell you anything is not possible. Anything is possible. And you gotta tell yourself first before anybody. Don't listen to anybody else. Just tell yourself it's possible. I can do anything, because we're living proof. We're living proof. So we're gonna take a quick break, and after we come back from this ad, we are gonna talk about Bitcoin, and then we'll end it off from there. So stay tuned, and we're gonna talk about some Bitcoin after that, right after these quick messages from our ads. All right, now we're back. So thank you once again for our sponsors, and you will hear the sponsor on the podcast if you go listen to the podcast. If you're on the video, it shoots straight to the video for YouTube listeners, you watchers, or our YouTube channel. So Bitcoin, as of now, let's look at Bitcoin right quick. I have an app here which is called Coinbase, and that's the main forgot the term of it, trading market of Bitcoin. Exchange market, there you go. It's the number one exchange market here in the US for cryptocurrency, and right now Bitcoin's at $36,760. Woohoo! For one Bitcoin. a lot of people don't even know what Bitcoin is, you know?
Right.
Yeah. And we're going to pause this real quick. Did I unpause it? I think I did unpause it. Yeah, I did unpause it. Yeah, it's recording. Yeah, our son just came back from local. Yeah, so thanks to him. He came
Yeah.
back from local.
My mom and my
Yeah.
sister came
I had
to
to
pick
pause
him
it,
up.
but I unpaused it. And I'm learning this new buttons on our new screen here, but it's recording right now. So, Bitcoin, you know, geez, this could be like an hour-long podcast. We're trying to crunch it down in the next
Well, I mean,
so
it's not
minutes.
so hard. I guess Bitcoin, everybody's still learning about crypto.
Yeah.
This is it's called cryptocurrency,
Yeah.
which is a whole lot of blockchain methods. There's a lot of, we don't really know what it's all about.
Oh,
It's
we
still
know
new.
exactly what
Well,
it's
we
all
know,
about.
but I mean, it's still pretty new to the world. But let's just say that we can start with how we first learned about Bitcoin.
Yeah. So, oh man, this is like a long story, but I'm gonna keep it short.
Not really.
Bitcoin, if you go and Google Bitcoin, watch some YouTube videos, you would kind of understand what it is. To me, Bitcoin is the future of currency,
It's the
meaning
future
it's the
currency
future currency.
that
It
we're all
just
gonna
it just
use.
makes sense, yeah, because back in the days they had gold bags. They were gold nuggets. Here's a gold nugget, you know. Well, first of all, let me put it like this. Before anything started, people were bartering. I give you milk, you give me honey. There you go. And then that bartering turned into, I got these gold coins here. I give some gold coins, you give me honey. There you go. And then all of a sudden, the gold coins turned into dollar bills. I got dollar bills. I give you dollar bills. You give me honey. And now the future is here, people, where there's not going to be no more paper, no more coins. Everything is going to be in your phone digitally. Currency, which is called cryptocurrency. So it means I give you certain amount of bitcoins. Boop, 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 boop. You give me honey. It's simple. It's gonna happen. You know, that's my opinion. It's just my opinion, but I'm just calling it because it's the future. You know, everything we do is based on the internet, you know, technology,
Everything's digital.
digital. I don't know how long it's gonna take for it to actually, you know,
Evolve.
evolve and just take over, you know, paper currency.
Yeah, I mean, they still got to figure out. There's just a lot of
A lot of
they've
haters out there. That's all it is. The
the
government,
government's got to figure out
yeah,
the way to tax it. I
yeah.
mean, they want their share too. So
It's just some
Uncle Sam
crooked
here in
people,
the
man.
U.S., we gotta give Uncle Sam his money.
But
So
yeah, but it's the future. And if you do your research on Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, you would learn more. You have to educate yourself, people, about it.
yeah,
Just go to
definitely.
just Google it, learn. Why? Because that's how we had to learn. And
Yeah.
we learned about this about 4 years ago. And we learned a lot about it just by self-education. And a lot of people that have exchanged their paper dollars into Bitcoin dollars early on. And, you know, when it started back in 2011, and, you know, later down the road, they became very wealthy because,
Yeah, a lot of them are millionaires
yeah,
now.
because the price of it just blew up. And shout outs to my relative out there in Hawaii. She's probably out in Hawaii right there. Calais. You know, I love you, Cuddy. She's the one who introduced us to the world of Bitcoin. She became a multi-millionaire off of investing in it. And, you know, when,
I think when it was like 300, it's like
yeah, yeah,
$300 a share back then for our Bitcoin.
yeah.
Was when she got in, and
I
yeah,
don't know the exact amount, but sharing it with my dear cousin, my relative, the one thing I learned when we talked is that she said the road was hard. It wasn't becoming a multimillionaire overnight. She did about 4 years of hardcore self-education, financial education on her life herself, which led her to the path, and she stumbled upon the cryptocurrency world, which she invested in it very early, and she became wealthy off of it.
Hmm.
So we had we had an event, and she introduced the family to it, and nobody was used. We never heard of it. Nobody
Yeah,
ever heard
we
about it.
had no clue
This
what
was
it was.
2017, and that is when our financial journey began.
Yeah.
Thanks to my dear, lovely cousin Calais,
Yep.
and
She told him
she's
to
the
read a
one.
book.
Yeah, she's the
She
one who
just told
told
him to
me
read a book.
to have I read this book? Have I read that book?
Hmm.
Do I know anything about these people, that people? And I told her, no, I'm a dummy. I don't know nothing, but I want to learn because I see a relative right here in my own, in my presence, surrounded by this wealth, and I just want to learn, because at that time our life was pretty shit.
Yeah, we were
It's
down
shit.
in the,
It
we
was
literally were at the
shit.
rock bottom at that time.
Yeah,
We were at rock
swimming
bottom.
in the jet. And I said, anything, So Bitcoin is actually the beginning investment that we ever made when
Outside
we
of, yeah.
when we first started learning about financial education
Yep.
and financial literacy. And that's why this story, I can go on and on about it, but that's pretty much the breakdown history. That's why if you're a Growin Samoan listener, I always talk about 2017. I read some books. Well, she's the one who put me on those books, and with that, she just said, you got to do your own education, educate yourself. That's how I did it. I can just show you the path. You got to do it yourself. And
You
that's
gotta
what we
want it.
did. Yeah, that's what we did. And I went to Saturday school, come to Saturday school. We did all that, where every Saturday we sat in the library
Yep. We
and we read
did
books,
books, we did
educated ourselves,
credit, we worked
credit.
on credit,
We learned more about crypto,
debts. Yep.
about Bitcoin and
Stocks.
stocks, and everything just started flooding in from there. And then later down, after year, we learned how to balance everything out. And Bitcoin was the beginning part of our journey. So a lot of family members and friends, they know I started posting on Bitcoin because,
We were all at the family that was
yeah,
with us at the event with
yeah,
Calais. They knew because we were very interested, and then they also knew that we invested.
yeah,
We bought a Bitcoin,
yeah,
and
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So
And some other
yep.
cryptocurrency with that back then. And
Um,
we were very, very new to the investing world. And this is why I wanted to touch upon the Bitcoin topic today, right now, because Bitcoin's at another all time high. And a lot of our family, friends, or even just listeners who have no clue of what it is are,
buying
are
shares.
well, maybe they are, maybe they aren't, but I just want to put this out there to help them out in a little bit about investing because, we didn't have nobody when we started. My dear love to my cousin who got me involved in educating myself with Bitcoin and financial independence books, but she showed me the hard way. She was like, "Get out there, you just gotta learn on your own." And when we did that, we invested in our Bitcoin into other so-called companies that can, make money for you, and we lost a lot of Bitcoin through them, and that was a learning experience for us. That, oh damn, this is investing, huh? You you got to educate yourself and be smart because if you invest in wrong areas, you will lose a lot of money. And we lost a lot of money through Bitcoin, but
Yeah,
you know,
but I tell Henry, we were new and green,
yeah.
and our thing is we still have Bitcoin.
No, yeah, yeah.
We still, but
What
you
I'm
have
saying is,
to definitely know what you're getting into if you are trying to invest
yeah,
in Bitcoin,
yeah. And we
in
invested
crypto,
in
period.
cryptocurrency, and then put our cryptocurrency into another company, and that company pretty much failed, and we lost a large amount of cryptocurrency, but we still have cryptocurrency, a nice amount.
Yeah, we figured out that the company, unfortunately, crypto here in America, in the US, because because there's no laws, there was no Uncle Sam didn't have a lot of things in place for that, so the company could not operate in the U.S. Because there was no regulations on
Back then.
on crypto
Yeah,
yet.
back
so,
then.
So that was the beginning here, but now because of crypto is so common, there's a lot of things happening. So we're just saying, like, just be careful what you research, what you're investing in, get educated first before you start going out there and
Yeah.
snatching up all the crypto.
Yeah. Basically, if you're new to investing, if you haven't invested before, because I had some family members, hit me up again and say, "Hey, bro, let me know about that cryptocurrency again. What is that?" And I was like, "Oh no," I said, "Nope. Right now is not the time to invest in it. Yeah, if you have to wait." But that's why I wanted to talk about, on this podcast, because I can explain more.
The best time to have bought it would have been last year when it crashed, when Bitcoin went all the way down to what, 2,000?
No, it was like 3,000.
Yeah, it was like 3,000 a Bitcoin share.
The bottom line is like exactly what we explained in stocks. Rule number one, and this goes for everybody listening in the Bitcoin world that are new to it and need a little bit of experience by our experience. Rule number one, like anything involved in any kind of market, real estate, stocks, and now cryptocurrency market, buy low, sell high. It's the same thing. You buy it low and you sell it high. Okay. In our case, we've bought it low and we're not selling it high now. We're selling it later down the road.
We're letting it build.
Later down the road. It's just something new to us, and we could sell high if we want, but we don't want to because it's still new to us. We want to see how the cryptocurrency plays out later down the road in the future.
About 10 years.
And and for all you new investors, if you make money off of it, man, more power to you. I mean, there's a lot of people who do that right now. They do like day trading through Bitcoin cryptocurrency where they buy low, sell high. And you could do that if you want to. We don't do that. So we don't really, get into that. We just, like anything else we do in stocks or in the market, we
buy and
time
hold.
in the market. Yeah.
We buy
and
low
hold.
and hold.
Buy and hold. In the crypto world, it's not called hold. It's called HODL, HODL.
Yeah.
And that was just a funny term that some of the OGs back in the crypto world invented. Instead of saying buy and hold, they called it HODL.
HODL, yeah.
It's a little cryptocurrency
crypto slang.
term. Yeah. But the Bitcoin market is way up there. It hit highs of about 44,000. And
just recently.
Yeah, it's funny because when we first invested in a Bitcoin, it reached the all-time highs of 21,000, and this was back in 2017, 2018. 18. And we were like, "Oh my gosh, look how high it got!" And then, fast forward 3 years later, it just kind of stayed.
It doubled.
And then it just all of a sudden, just recently, the new year just doubled, and we're like, "Oh!"
It goes up, and then it holds.
And that's the volatile.
Yeah, for a long time, but then eventually it's gonna go right back up.
Yeah, it'll go up. Hold. It hit the all-time high 21 back in 2017 when we first started. Then it dropped, and everybody and their mama, they got scared. They pulled out and lost all that money.
Yeah,
but if they just held on to it years later, look what happened. Boom, 44,000.
Yep. Then they could have sold.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And now it's dropping again. It's right now, right as of now, as we speak, it's like 36,000.
Yep, which is actually still a lot.
And we don't care.
Yeah.
We don't honestly, we don't give a damn because we have the mindset already to set it and forget it because we understand markets and how markets go. So it's going to drop and it's going to drop and it's going to drop. It'll probably drop. I don't know how low it's going to drop, but then again, it's just going to shoot up to like 80,000 later down the road,
Yeah.
So
it's for us, it's just another basket another retirement basket, another basket for us when we reach the end of our financial
Yeah.
independence journey. But
Yeah.
that's kind of what it is. It's there for us to use later
Yeah.
on.
So if you have a little bit more understanding about Bitcoin, there are a few cryptocurrencies out there.
Ethereum is been
Ethereum
around.
is number two. Litecoin is
Litecoin,
up there,
right?
and these are like the top main
Yeah,
cryptocurrencies that,
top three, I
yeah,
think.
yeah, top three.
Top three.
So Bitcoin is like already out of touch, out of reach. But there is like Ethereum right now. It's 123. I mean, $1,237 a
1,200.
share. Yeah.
So it's yeah.
And then there's Bitcoin Cash and Litecoin. But Ethereum has always been number two. If you would like to, you know,
That's something that you have to
invest in that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we look at it this way. Well, we did a drastic move back then to purchase our first Bitcoin, to invest in Bitcoin. At
Yeah,
that time,
and
yeah,
well, what we did, and to go back to the beginning story, we were dead broke. All I had, and this is funny because it'll all go into play right here, right now for you listeners. We were dead broke in 2017, negative everything in our bank accounts, living paycheck to paycheck, struggling, stressing, fighting,
in debt,
in
blah,
debt,
blah, blah.
all this. And all I had, literally, was the 5% I put aside in my 401k, that 10-year span that I just totally forgot about. I never touched it. It's just out of my mind. And in that time frame, I actually had money in there. I can't remember how much it was in there.
I thought it was like, it was over 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably like over 10,000 he had that he'd accumulated over the years.
Yeah. So there's like sitting like 10K in retirement, but that was just putting a little bit aside.
Yeah.
And we took a leap of purchasing some Bitcoin back then, and some other stuff, Ethereum and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
So we did
And
401k
So
allows you to
yeah,
do
so I had
loans.
to withdraw. I dipped into my 401k. I didn't know anything about nothing. I just knew that I wanted to buy some of this Bitcoin, and at that time it was around 3,000, so around 25 to 3. And
Yeah.
I pulled out some money to buy a Bitcoin, and that's the story, history. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, I mean we've made
Once we started that, we basically tell our story is that we. I had some money from my 401k savings. I had a relative that come and explain to me about financial independence. There was an investment at hand of Bitcoin back then. I needed around 3K to invest in it. And I made that decision to dip into my 401k. And that decision
it was a life changer
was a life changer because
for us.
for us, it wasn't the $3,000 that really changed our lives.
What was priceless
It
was
was
the education.
the education that came with it. So the $3,000 to us was like our price,
Yeah,
but
for that education.
the education we got
But-
from it, the self-education, the self-learning process, and the self-diving in and pulling the trigger is priceless.
Yeah.
Because our lives right now, we're still at a place where we've never been in our lives before, and it just keeps getting better and better.
Yep.
So
So-
any decisions that you guys have out there in our Growin
crypto,
Samoan world,
Yeah, definitely.
it's up to you guys to pull the trigger. And the journey's hard, like I always preach, it's hard, but
Choose your heart.
choose your heart. You want to be,
Broke hard?
yeah, you want to be living life hard, being broke, or do you want to be, on that wealthy side of hard, living life hard, becoming wealthy? You got to choose, and we chose that becoming wealthy kind of hard, and
It's not easy.
it's not easy, but we'd rather be here than back there.
Back a few
Yeah.
years ago where we were. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So in the long run, that's it. Kind of like everything kind of like connects into just being saving a little bit.
Yeah, so
And
that
then-
401k came
yeah.
in handy for us to get the
Yeah.
Bitcoin and to get the education. So it's
And
like an all around circle.
like we always talk about in our podcast, that was our tipping point in 2017, where we were just done. We had nowhere to go to, nothing to look forward to, and Bitcoin stumbled upon our lives. And I just said, "This is it. This is the tipping point. Let's just do it. Pull the trigger, jump into this Bitcoin world." And that, when we did that, the Bitcoin world was the gate opener to the investment world, and that just funneled everything into our lives. And it just entered us into a brand new world of investing,
Yep.
and financial, personal finance, pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't limit ourselves to just stocks and investing, and we went a lot of ways.
Yeah. So I really wanted to talk about this like in season one, but we never really came across it because it was more of like introductory season
Yeah,
learning
yeah. This one, I mean, this is
for newbies.
definitely this is a good way, so that way you know how we started, where we were, and the Bitcoin helps because everybody's interested in crypto right
Yeah,
now because
yeah,
it's such a huge thing going around.
yeah.
So
Don't buy in right now; it's too high.
too high. It's gonna go
That's
low.
just my opinion.
Yeah, we're not
But
telling you
it's
what to do,
as
but
simple as that. Buy
buy
low,
low,
sell
sell
high.
high,
And what we do is buy low
and hodl.
and hodl it. That means hold in the crypto world. And but if you want to sell high, you can sell high.
Yeah, you can make money off of
There's
that,
capital
and
gains that come with it.
just remember that you get taxed for stuff
Wow.
like that when you get pulled out, when you have to pull out. So
Yeah, this is all the stuff you got to educate yourself about. But if you come up, you come up. It's a good come up. And that's pretty much the world of investing to us.
yep.
We know a lot about 401ks and Roth IRAs.
Yep. Oh, we didn't even touch on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
But
Well, we
yeah.
talked about 401ks. Roth IRAs we'll talk about later. But that's just another retirement fund.
Yep.
Retirement
Yep.
fund.
That's outside of your 401k. So
So-
that's hopefully we'll touch base on that in the next episode or
Yeah. So listen to this again. Learn more about your 401k investing. And also, Bitcoin is at all-time highs. It's the future, y'all. That's my opinion. You know, whoever thought that you guys would be like listening to a Samoan guy and a woman talking to you guys through your earbuds or your car phone, or your car stereo, or watching us on this TV screen. Whoever would have thought that like 20, 30 years ago that something like this would be possible? Nobody. So whoever thought that cryptocurrency will become the new money, it's going to happen. That's my opinion. It's going to happen. I mean, it's happening already. That's the thing that Americans like, and a lot of people around the world don't understand. Like, people are using cryptocurrency as we speak right now to exchange, to buy stuff, purchase stuff in a lot of countries.
I remember
A lot of countries, they're using it right now.
I remember that story about in the third world countries who needed supplies and help for like medical supplies and stuff like that. Well, the only way that they could get it fast enough was to utilize Bitcoin to buy it. You had to go through a lot of channels for other countries. Like in the US, you got to go through all that stuff.
Yeah.
But they could buy it right away just using Bitcoin. It was
Yeah.
crazy.
Whatever likes, whatever dislikes that anybody has about it.
Yeah,
My
there's-
opinion is that it doesn't matter.
Everybody's different.
The time evolves. Everything happens, and cryptocurrency is here to stay, just like the internet. Nobody knew nothing about the internet. What's the internet? I don't know how. And all of a sudden, the internet is life. The internet has brought us to you guys. You
Well-
guys on your phones. It's crazy. And the next step is
Yeah.
cryptocurrency. You know?
We're cryptocurrency investors that just are sitting back and letting it build and
Yeah.
seeing where it goes. So
Yeah, right now it's crazy. Bitcoin all-time highs, and for those of you guys that are learning about investing, please, when we lost a lot of money through Bitcoin, I educated myself, and the company that we invested in, it even said, this is not guaranteed. You are not, if you want to do this, you're at your own risk. And I did it, and at my own risk, we lost money. So anything you do in life, It's at your own risk. You can't blame nobody else but yourself. So that's why we always preach: educate yourself. Educate yourself first.
Do the research, people.
Yeah.
Before you dive in, because you're
Yeah.
gonna, it'll help you. It'll benefit you.
Yeah.
When you
Yeah.
make those decisions.
But if you are investing, oh, more power to you. That's the number one thing that I love to talk about, preach about, is investing. Because if you're not investing in yourself, then you're not coming up. You're not winning in life. You have to invest in yourself, especially financially. Investing in yourself, your family, it benefits everybody. You know, so for those of you guys who have started investing, man, more power to you guys. You know, just continue to educate yourselves and just grind, you know. With that being said, I'll call it a wrap.
Yeah, if you guys have questions or if you, anything, questions, comments, just go ahead and let us know.
So I butchered that quote from the last time, so I'm gonna say it this time because I actually wrote it down. Life is hard. Continue to be hard with it. That's just my topic. But it goes like this: life is gonna slap you around when you have a dream. Don't take it personal and don't tell nobody, because 80% of the people don't care and 20% are glad it's you. That's
Which is wrong, but
yeah.
it's true.
That's from Les Brown. Les Brown. He's a Maori motivational speaker. He's cool. He's funny. I love that. That's why when we talk, we like to talk about finances. We just put it out here on the podcast. You know, whoever stumbles upon it, finds it. Hey, more power to you, because then you're searching for something like this.
Yeah, we don't preach it to friends and family.
Yeah.
We don't. You don't want to force.
Unless they want to talk
unless
about
they
it.
ask about it, but you definitely don't want to force that on anybody.
But life, that's what the whole point of that. I love that saying. Life is gonna slap you around when you have a dream. And in 2020, it was slapping us around. 2021 is still slapping us around. But look, people, don't give up on your dreams. Each and every one of you guys have a dream. I know it. We have a dream. Never give up on your dreams. That's what keeps us moving in life. That's our spirit. That's our souls. Is our dreams. So, don't take it personal. When life slaps you around, deaths in families, financial crises, marital problems, family problems, work problems, you name it, car problems, anything. Life will slap you around, flip you upside down. They don't care about you. Don't take it personal. You
and don't tell nobody.
Yeah, don't tell nobody, because 80% of the people don't care, and 20% of them are glad it's you. Les Brown, man, he's funny. I like that guy.
He's speaking facts.
Yeah. So that's basically our two topics we wanted to talk about today. Investing in your 401k and the Bitcoin world, because the Bitcoin is just it's up there.
Just crypto in general.
Cryptocurrency, currencies of crypto. Well, Elon Musk, he's the richest man in the world now.
So that's another thing. Is
Jeff Bezos.
Jeff Bezos.
And Jack Ma, the owner of Alibaba, has been missing for 10 weeks from the Chinese government. Oh my gosh, what's going on?
That's just,
life is hard, man.
The news.
That's what I'm telling you. No matter how rich you are, money cannot buy you happiness. We'd love to talk about that.
But it'll help you.
It's only a tool. It's only a tool. That's all it is. Money can't buy happiness. It's just a tool. Yeah.
Yep. Well, before we end, I wanted to read the comment.
Yeah, we got some comments of the day before we get in. Thank you guys for commenting.
Both or just one?
Yeah, read both of them.
Okay. So, the first comment is from MK Wheelie. It says, "Love this and love you guys."
Hey, shout out,
love
family.
Too. The second comment is from the greatest Uso. It says, "Always great advice y'all giving. I need y'all to get financially independent already so y'all can start podcasts full time. Once a month ain't enough advice. Much love from Long Beach." Well, thank you.
Oh man, that was funny when I heard that one. I love that. I love that.
Appreciate that.
Long Beach in the house. Yeah, I know it, and
we'll try to hurry it up and get there so that we can do that.
Yeah, we're gonna do that, and then also, the new thing is live streaming. So the last podcast I talked about me DJ streaming on Twitch, and I had ideas of doing the podcast live on Twitch too. And when I reach financial independence, yeah, that'll probably happen every day.
Yeah, he'll probably be on every day.
Which would be cool because then I can communicate. We can talk with all of our listeners.
Yeah,
But
that's the good thing about the
thank you
live
for the
stream.
comment. Thank you
Yeah.
for the comment.
Thanks, guys.
I love it. With that being said, as always, be safe out there. Keep growing. Don't forget to leave, rate, review, subscribe, comment on YouTube. Just, Happy New Year's. I hope everybody had a fun Happy New Year.
Yeah.
A help tip of the New Year's is, hey, I don't know about y'all, but I gained some weight because the holidays.
Quarantine
Holidays
life.
is the holidays, but you know what? You just got to keep on going. You know what I'm saying? I love keto and it fits me perfectly. I keep putting my Truly cans up on my Twitch streams when I'm DJing and everybody clowning on me, but it's all good. It's nothing. With that being said, yeah, so far, so full. Until next time,
Yeah.
be safe out there. Invest wisely, my friends. Educate yourselves. And may the force be with you, young Jedis. This is Baby Yoda. What's his name? He's not Baby Yoda.
Grogu. His name is Grogu.
His name is Goku.
Sorry, Mandalorian.
Grogu. Yeah. Be smart with your paper out there. Be about your paper, man.
Yeah.
Fetty, Skrilla, Scratch. Hey.
Yeah. Learn about your money.
We're going to take a picture. Bye-bye. Peace out. Until next time, people, keep growing. Love you guys.
Love you. Thanks, guys.
So far.